apologise in advance if you can hear some giddy kittens in the background. They have chosen right now to start playing up after being really nice and snoozy. I was saying... So herd of elephants. Welcome to my latest weekly update where I catch you up on the books I have been reading, the content I've been talking about, and just generally giving you a feel for how my week has looked. Not only that, I look forward to what I'm going to be posting in the coming week, so you can get an idea of any content you want to keep a tab out for, and generally just talk about the bookish news in my life. I have been pushing for progress with book 3 of Sarah J Maas's Throne of Glass series, being Heir of Fire. I was late finishing Crown of Midnight earlier this month, so that meant really I've only had a pinched window in order to try and read Heir of Fire to catch up before I hopefully start the next book next month. Heir of Fire is 576 pages, so it's quite a big step up from around the 430 that we saw in Crown of Midnight and the first book as well. However, I've made a pretty good push with it in the last week or so, and as of recording, I am about just over 60% through the book. Now, I am going to be a bit cheeky and basically try to push through this book today. I want to get caught up so that I can kind of get ahead with my own read-along, or not even get ahead, to be honest, just be on time with my read-along, which is something I haven't really managed so far. So, today's main focus is going to be pushing along with Heir of Fire. Now, I have already had a little bit of a read this morning, but basically because Sundays are my content creation days, my brain was trying to think about what I want to record, and I was distracted. So I have taken the break to record these videos, so I can catch you up obviously on what's going on, record my content for next week, and then my brain will shut up and I can actually just enjoy reading Heir of Fire without being distracted. When I edit this video, I'll pop a note in the bottom as to where I'm up to as of editing, whether I finish the book or not, just to let you know kind of where I get to. Because I do have the rest of today in order to finish that book. I might even do myself some reading sprints and stuff just to help plough through it, maybe even change up with another current read in order to help keep myself in the reading mood. That other read is Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon by James Hibberd. I've been picking this up as a break when reading Heir of Fire just to enjoy something a little bit different. I have been reading that book in little short stints. Now I am getting better now we're further into Heir of Fire and things are starting to kind of pan out where they're going to go. Things are getting more interesting. But in the kind of earlier days, I needed a little something to break it up. So I picked up Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon, which was I believe the third book that came out of my TBR jar. But I ultimately decided on this one, I think because it has the Game of Thrones leaning, it's something I'm really interested in, and I basically just needed another positive book to pick up in between. So as of recording, I am 116 pages through Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon. This weighs in at just over 430 as well. So I'm probably around 25% through this book, but reading it has been really effortless, to be honest. I'm enjoying the little tidbits we're getting on kind of the behind the scenes story of recording the TV series. When it comes to casting decisions, editorial things and commentary and stuff like that. It's really interesting to get a different perspective and obviously learn some things I didn't know already. So I have been really enjoying this one. I'm going to be carrying on with this book. I may even intersperse some reading today with this one just to help keep up pace. But it was the right decision, I think, to pick up this book. I have been really enjoying this. It's given me serious nostalgia for the main series, to the point where I've wanted to go and get book 1 and start reading it at least 2 or 3 times already. So I'm having to basically tell myself to pipe down. a read-along of that may follow after Throne of Glass, possibly. That could be some good fun. And obviously I would really enjoy that. Might have to do that every couple of months maybe because of the size of the books, but I'll think on that one. If you're interested in a read-along for Game of Thrones, because obviously that is much more my vibe than Sarah J Maas, then drop us a shout, because if you want someone to talk about the main series with and obviously enjoy all kind of the foreshadowing and all that kind of stuff with, or just enjoy the series for the first time, then let us know. Let us know if that's something you want to see on my channel. So Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon has been really helpful to me in terms of breaking up my physical reading this week. But it's not the only reading I've done this week either. I have also been progressing with audiobooks, those being Somewhere Beyond the Sea being the main audiobook I have been listening to this week. But I've also touched upon a fourth book and second audiobook being Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Now, I've been deliberately timing listening Somewhere Beyond the Sea to finish that audiobook in early June. That's in the hopes that the book qualifies for the Pride Month Goodreads Spring Read-Along prompt, given that the main kind of protagonists in the story are a gay couple. And the book and author, I suppose, being kind of prominent enough at the moment that it could be a qualifying book. We're just going to have to see. I'm taking a gamble on that one. But I have enjoyed listening to this book nonetheless. It's the sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea, which I have already read. So it made sense for me to pick up this book anyway, as it's a follow-on from a book I've already read. So I will let you know in due course as to whether that book qualifies. But nevertheless, I've been having a great time with listening to that this week. As of recording, I'm 80% through this audiobook, and that leaves me about 2.5 hours left at my current reading speed to finish the audio. So in terms of timing, I think that's working out pretty well. I'll have this book finished within the beginning few days of June. I'll then obviously work out if this book is going to qualify or not. I probably won't have time to pick something else, unfortunately, if this doesn't qualify. So I'm either going to have to hope that one of my other books will double up with this prompt, or I'll just have to give myself half a point because I know I read something Pride. We'll see. We'll see. The last audio I touched on this week, as I mentioned, is Project Hail Mary. And that really was following on from listening to a preview to see if I wanted to pick up that book in an audio format for next month. I always like to trial it because if I really don't get on with the audio style, I'm not going to listen to it. It's quite a big deal breaker for me. So I listened to the preview. I decided to stick with it, got the audiobook, and then listened to the first couple of chapters just while I had it on, and I was doing a bit of a cross-stitch project anyway, so it worked out quite nicely to listen to this. So I've only really briefly touched on this audio. I'm listening to chapter 3 as of recording, so we've only really just got some of the basic information out of the character as to who he is, the history of where he started to where he's ended up. So there's really a lot still to explore in this one, so I don't really want to talk too much about this one because I haven't had long enough to kind of formulate some thoughts. So looking ahead, obviously I'm hoping to be done with Heir of Fire, so I'm hoping for that not to feature next week. But again, I'll let you know where I get up to with that if I have to touch upon it. If I do overlap into next week, then so be it, I do. But we'll see. Other than that, obviously, I'll be continuing with Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon. And once Heir of Fire is out of the way, I'm probably going to go full steam ahead on this one. So can't imagine it's going to take too long, to be perfectly honest. Like I say, I'm really enjoying it, so sitting down and reading it's pretty effortless. So I will be continuing with this one. Somewhere Beyond the Sea, also, I'm going to be pushing ahead with to try and finish. And then Project Hail Mary, again, is then going to get full steam ahead. Above and beyond from that, I think I'm going to start a pretty chunky book that is on my June TBR. Let me get that for you. I've just recorded the June TBR, hence I have a stack here. But I'm probably going to start the chunkiest book, which qualifies for the marathon reader Goodreads prompt, which I'm reading in June, which is The Pillars of the Earth. This is over 1,000 pages, so I think I might need some help. Yeah, this is about 1,050 pages.
Yes, about 1,070.
1,070. Which is a joy. So I'm probably going to start this one because I am going to need a while to get through this. Now I may kind of end up doing what I'm going to do with Queen of Shadows next month, and I might chip away at this because I could be reading this for quite a long time. Now it depends entirely, obviously, as to how well I get on with this book. If I'm vibing with it, I may be able to binge it. If not, I might just pick it up in bits and kind of like read it in tandem with the rest of my reading list for the month. But this is probably the one I'm going to hit first to try and get some early progress in. In terms of the content going live next week, I have just recorded both my May wrap-up video and my June TBR. So some of the stats I've featured in today's video may sound familiar or may become familiar because they also feature in those videos. Where relevant, I will update them in editing through notes on the bottom, however, so I hope you can go and check those out, see where I get up to. Let me know what you are currently reading, or if you're particularly hoping to get to a book before the end of May. And yeah, I will be around sharing my June TBR and my May wrap-up, so plenty of content to get stuck into. They are kind of my most popular video types at the moment, so I'm looking forward to getting those live. I hope you've enjoyed today's little weekly catch-up video with me. Are you reading any of the books I am currently reading? Or have you read them before and want to share your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, and I will hopefully see you again very soon. Bye for now.